So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, Gordon. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
180. 180.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Rivers now sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
1st down, Rivers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Now Eckler, and he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Rodgers to throw. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. Great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Rivers out quickly here to Allen. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Round 80.
Play action now. Rivers. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
Black 11.
To throw is Rivers. Now they go screen. It's complete. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he gets this one down to the 24. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. From the 22, Rivers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7.
190. 390.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon. Gets around him. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Badgley's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers looking deep for Adams. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 55 yards. Now Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his second touchdown here in this first half. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Rivers to throw it. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, now this from 43. Badgley able to punch this one through, and that will do it. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about,
he's got daylight past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 79 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. He's got the first down here inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. He's at the 50, 30, the 25, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake. Rodgers looking deep for Adams. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 42 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. Open here is Allison. That's complete. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Rodgers to throw once more. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball. And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Off the play fake here, Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man, that's Allen. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 22 yards there, a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center. You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off? Not yet. Not a chance, not with him. Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. The intended receiver there, Allen. Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
A nice-looking play to start the drive. Down the middle and complete. Touchdown, Packers! The NFL is on EA Sports as we come to you from Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway in Southern California. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Play fake, Rivers. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Rivers now. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jessie Rodriguez, calling you from Kings Creek Resort. How are you?
On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. From the gun, Rivers. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game too. They'll run on first down. Gordon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Rivers. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 30. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. A give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 yards there, first down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Black 15! Hey, Delta!
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, this 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Now a toss right side. It's Gordon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Cousins to throw it, and he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Cousins to his tight end Rudolph for a Viking 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Play action now. Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain there of 21 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. A toss to Cook. No, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
You got it. You got it.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Kutchman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this 1st half. Cousins throw complete to Thielen, and he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. First down, here's Cousins. Flushed out right. Touchdown, Minnesota.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the 2nd half.
Bailey got the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even 1st half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Get 180. 190.
Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Play action now. Rivers uncorks one for Davis. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Following the interception, Cousins lets it fly for Treadwell. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 39. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the red zone now, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
He's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, it's Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. He's at the 50, the 40. He's at the 30. But they will not be able to capitalize as time is run out here on the first half of play. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And Diggs has it. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. Oh, good move. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They run it again with Cook. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. Now Cousins on 4th down. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, a 22.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They'll run with Cook. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Here's another 2nd and goal, this time from half the distance closer. To throw is Cousins. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Vikings have taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes the score 14-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Allen, the intended receiver.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Now Cousins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Throwing his Cousins. Oh, no, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
The Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Rivers to throw. He'll get this to Eckler, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Here's Rivers. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Zachary 90, 190.
Rivers. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Cousins. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Thomas Davis.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them in bounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now the first throw in overtime for Rivers. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Rivers now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
It's our time. Check 9, check 9. Hey, switch gears. Kill.
80 high.
Now Gordon on 1st down. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Set, 180.
Check. Watch 54. I'm going to run you over. Big ass. Sponge.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 3.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Wait, 89.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And Allen's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Running on first down, Eckler. Shamar Stephen there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike room. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Get on!
54.
Get on!
Rivers out quickly here to Allen. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. A defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Ty Long now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. To throw, Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Now Gordon. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here in OT. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Gordon. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Here we go.
Hey, 79! 79! Blue draw Corkers.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. So the OT clock hits 0, and we're still not done. We'll switch sides and need at least 1 more OT to decide it after this.
On for the field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take a 17-14 lead. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball.
Stephon Diggs. He's at the 40, 20, 10. There are no flags. He's into the end zone.
Touchdown.
And an amazing return wins it in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well.